Man, watching that shit festival film makes me want to go on a vacation. Greninja, Toucher, do you guys got any ideas where we should go?
Well, there is the Orange Archipelago Islands.
Oh, okay, let's go there.
3 weeks later.
Worst vacation ever.
Hey, it wasn't my fault those legendary birds would be attacking.
Yeah!
I know. But now I want to skin that stupid Thunderbird. Anyways, you two go and rest or something. I got a movie to review. So after the shitfest that was Pokemon the first movie, Pokemon the Movie 2000 was released a year later. So, how is it? Let's find out. Our film begins with someone reading a prophecy. After that, the film transitions to our main villain of this picture, Lawrence III, looking for the 3 legendary birds. Not too long afterwards, he manages to capture Moltres using the most dangerous weapon imaginable, Shapes! But after doing so, we soon start to see the negatives of that action, with the world's climate changing and a mysterious figure in the water beginning to swim. So, wait, Lawrence III captures 1 bird, and the consequences result in the climate changing? I shouldn't have captured that Articuno then. Oh shit. But before Lawrence III can capture Zapdos/Articuno, we cut to Ash, Misty, and Tracy on their way to another island, with Team Rocket not too far behind in their Magikarp submarine. But before they can reach their destination, the two are struck by a storm and end up on Shamoody Island. Once they arrive, they're welcomed by the locals in funny masks. Though on a lighter note, I would love to have an Articuno mask like that. It looks so cool! But as we find out, the locals are celebrating their annual festival, and they decide to make Ash the main star of the festival, aka the Chosen One, due to him being a Pokemon trainer. So, what is he supposed to do? Well, according to the locals, he has to go to 3 islands, retrieve the orbs, and then go to another island where Melody, the festival maiden, will play a song, and that's it. Now, since it's the festival, I doubt anything will go bad during this. After that, we then cut to the banquet for a bit, and then Ash's journey to collect the orbs begins. As he arrives on Fire Island, aka the island where Moltres was living on, his friends and Melody are not too far behind. But as Ash collects the first orb, Team Rocket shows up to try and capture Pikachu, only to get stopped by Ash and his friends showing up to save his ass. But before they try and leave...
Surprise, motherfucker!
Yes, Zapdos has arrived to take Fire Island for itself, even though it already has its own island. Hey Zapdos, I think I know a guy who could help you with that. His name is Chris Curlo. Now if you could just leave the island... Bitch. Eventually, Lawrence III shows up and captures Zapdos as well as our heroes.
Damn you, geometric shapes!
After our villain explains that he is doing this because he loves to collect Pokemon, he releases our heroes. Spoiler alert, this ends up backfiring on him as Ash and his friends manage to free Moltres, who goes apeshit and ends up freeing Zapdos before the two start wrecking shit on both the inside of Lawrence's ship, but also the outside as they destroy the ship and force it to crash into Lightning Island. Ash manages to get the second orb since his shrine was destroyed due to the debris of the ship, and he and his friends eventually arrive at Shamoody Shrine, where they meet the Gen 2 Pokemon, Slowking, who can speak. Is it like a requirement for these movies to have a talking Pokemon in them or something? Because this is like the 2nd time now. Anyway, Slowking explains that this is the place where the orbs are placed, as well as where the Festival Maiden is supposed to play her song. Ash then proceeds to place the Fire and Lightning orbs in their respective locations before noticing,
Oh yeah, still gotta grab the 3rd one.
But before they can go after the 3rd orb, the 3 legendary birds show up and attack the island. But that doesn't last very long, as our heroes are saved by another Gen 2 Pokemon and the Beast of the Sea, Lugia. Oh man, this is gonna be awesome! This is gonna be awesome! Well, that was sad. You hype the guy up, and then have the 3 birds gang up on him and kick his ass? But but their fighting did give Ash and his friends an advantage, as the way to Articuno's island had been frozen over, giving them a chance to retrieve the final orb. But before they go and grab it, Misty thinks only Ash is allowed to go and get it because she thinks he must be the real chosen one, due to a line in the prophecy stating that the world shall turn to ash. I am not even kidding! Anyways, he gets to the island with help from Lugia, and even Team Rocket, gets the final orb, gets back to the island, Melody plays her song, and the world is saved as the song also calms down the 3 legendary birds. The end. Roll credits. Whew, that was a long-ass summary. As a story, it doesn't have as many problems as a narrative when compared to the previous film, but it does have a couple things that bug me. For one, I have a big problem with the idea of Ash being the actual chosen one, and not just the chosen one for Shamuti Island's festival. Why? Well, for one, by the time they get to this realization, Ash had already retrieved the first 2 orbs, and was clearly on board with going to the 3 islands, getting the orbs, and then going to the shrine to complete the festival. So I have to wonder why they even bothered with this. I'm sure that Ash would have gone to the last island anyway, since he was already 2/3 of the way done. Plus, the locals mentioned earlier that they had previous chosen ones before, so that kind of implies this ceremony would have still worked, even if Ash wasn't the true chosen one. But no, we need to amp up the stakes for the 3rd act. God forbid we didn't already do that with the climate going to shit. No. We need to have Ash save the world. Which raises my second complaint about the story, and it also happens in the 3rd act. This idea that Ash is the only one that can save the world. Only Ash can save the world and get the orbs, they say. Then why is it that I can count the amount of things he did in this movie on his own on one hand, while I can count the times he had help on more than 2? He had help getting to the islands, placing the orbs, he was told what to do by other people, Misty saved his ass from drowning after getting the final orb, so this idea that only Ash can save the world is a contradiction because of the events in this film. So, yeah, Ash being the chosen one that could save them all? Give me a break. However, I will say that aside from that, the rest of the narrative was, for the most part, fine. I like that they gave the legendary birds some purpose in this movie, despite the film being an obvious advertisement for the 2nd generation. I like that they put some effort into explaining the consequences of capturing the legendary Pokemon, and the villain's plan was indeed more original than the stereotypical takeover/destroy the world plan that has been seen in so many kids' films. But aside from that, how do the other elements of this film fare? Well, in terms of music, they at least tried a little harder to use more fitting pieces during certain scenes, and there are some serious moments in this film where there is no music playing, certainly a step up from the first movie. But, like the last movie, I only liked about 2 or 3 songs, which were the opening song, Lugia song, and Power of One by Donna Summer. The rest were either really boring or forgettable. And considering that a large amount of this film somewhat revolves around the music since the Beast of the Sea is awakened from it and the world ends up being saved because of music, it's kinda sad that the soundtrack isn't up to snuff. As for the action scenes, I'd say they're pretty well done. Despite my issues with Lugia getting toasted by the 3 legendary birds in an earlier scene, they made up for that with a big battle near the end, and I love the scene where Zapdos and Moltres are destroying Lawrence's ship. It looks so cool. As for the other characters, they were okay. Lugia was interesting, Slowking had some good comedic bits, Team Rocket still had their great moments, Melody was likable, and our main trio had decent moments as well. Except for Tracy. Seriously, I still wonder why he was even here. At the very least, Misty did some things in the movie, and Ash was collecting the orbs, but Tracy didn't really do much. But I think it's time I wrap this up. Pokemon the Movie 2000 certainly does a lot of things right when compared to the first film, and while it does have its problems, I don't think it's bad enough to prevent me from enjoying this 2nd installment. So that concludes my review. I'm the Mounty, and next time we meet, we will try and decipher the mystery in Spell of the Unknown. See you then.
Now that I have Red's power, it's time to kill that bastard.
So, you must be the one who stole his powers.
I can't wait to rip you into little Canadian bacon strips.
Don't even try to move. You are already dead, Pete.